How do you choose good friends? As we talked about in the last video, friendships are vital to our Christian walk. Even the system by which we are able to go to heaven is structured around the idea of a relationship. In this video, we're going to be breaking down how you choose good and godly friends. Let's start by talking about your inner circle. When I talk about friendships and when I decide who's going to become my friend, I categorize people into two circles: your inner circle and your outer circle. And this is really important in balancing healthy relationships. The inner circle is going to be your close friends. You'll spend the most time with these people. You'll take advice from them. You'll tell them everything. You're going to have more in common with these people, and you're going to enjoy their company. But overall, they're going to have the most influence on your life. The outer circle are going to be more of your friends and your acquaintances, as we would say. These are the people you're not going to spend quite as much time with. You'll have less in common, but you'll still enjoy their company. But these people aren't going to have as much influence over you. You're going to hold them at arm's length, as we might say. So how do we decide who goes in our inner circle when we develop our close friendships? Well, here are some questions to evaluate good friends. Number one, does this person bring me closer to Christ, or do they pull me away? The question is pretty straightforward. When we're developing our inner circle, we should want these people to make us better. Solomon says in Proverbs 27:17, "Iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another." Our inner circle should be that iron. They should be strengthening us and sharpening us. Number two, are they honest? Will they hold you accountable? Proverbs 27:5-6 says, "Better is open rebuke than hidden love. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, profuse are the kisses of an enemy." Someone who doesn't sugarcoat the truth is someone who we want in our inner circle. You want these people to want what's best for you always, no matter if that even takes speaking hard truths to us. If we're straying off the right path and we're living in sin, they need to hold us accountable. They need to be willing to have that hard conversation. They need to love you ultimately and want you to go to heaven, even if that might compromise your friendship. Galatians 6:1 speaks on the subject further. "Brothers, if anyone is caught in any transgression, you who are spiritual should restore him in that spirit of gentleness. Keep watch on yourself, lest you be tempted." These types of friends understand the importance of the things that you might be getting into. They want you to get to heaven, and this is the kind of friendship that we want. Number three, are they trustworthy, or is gossip a common tendency? This is something that's really common for teenagers. Proverbs 16:28 says, "A dishonest man spreads strife, and a whisperer separates close friends." Nothing good comes from gossip. It spreads private and or false information to people who it most of the time does not belong to. Your reputation as a Christian can be compromised by someone who gossips, by someone who spreads information that doesn't belong to them. You want your best friend to be someone that you trust to tell anything and not have to worry about that information going to somebody else. Number four, are they loyal? Proverbs 17:17 says, "A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity." Will they stick around always? Will even through the hard times, no matter what you're going through? Or are they the kind of person that goes through friends really quickly? Someone, not to be confused with someone who might have a lot of friends, but someone who has an unhealthy tendency to go from friend to friend because they aren't content with the people they're around. These are not the kind of person that we want as our friends. Will they be by your side through the hard times? Number five. Galatians 6:2 says, "Bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ." A good friend should be there for you in your time of need, not only hanging around through the fun times, but sticking with you when you're struggling with something, whether it might be physical or spiritual. We want them to be there to help us when we need it. Number six, do they build you up, or do they use you to pull themselves up? Philippians 2:3-4 says, "Do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others as more significant than yourselves. Let each of you not only look to his own interests, but also to the interests of others." Do they shoot you down? Do they count you as lower than themselves that they may be lifted up? A friendship who constantly lifts himself up by putting you down is not a true lasting friendship. Number 7, does this person make good choices? 1 Corinthians 15:33 says, "Do not be deceived. Bad company ruins good morals. Their actions will eventually become your actions. Who you spend your time around is going to become who you are. If they may be making bad decisions, you could even be guilty by association, and that could hurt your reputation, even if you might have not even done anything wrong. Don't believe the lie that you're strong enough to not be influenced by these people, because you will be. Who you surround yourself with will become who you are." Number 8, are they a good communicator? James 1:19 says, "Know this, my beloved brothers, let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger." Do they listen to respond, or do they enjoy real conversations? Do they let you know when they're dealing with something, or do they treat you differently and keep these things to themselves? A good friendship will communicate effectively. When they're going through something, they're not going to treat you differently. They're going to be honest, and they're going to communicate these things. Good communication is vital to a lasting friendship. Number 9, are they a kind person? As simple as it sounds, it's still very important. Ephesians 4:32 says, "Be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, as God in Christ forgave you." Do they match these qualities? Is their love showing up bigger than the disagreements? Number 10, do they like talking about the Bible and having deep conversations? Proverbs 3:13 through 14 said, "Blessed is the one who finds wisdom and the one who gets understanding, for the gain from her is better than gain from silver, and her profit better than gold." Wisdom is a great gift, and it's a gift from God, but it can be found through these conversations. Your closest friends are going to be there to expand your mind. You want these to be like-minded people, but when you disagree, you want to be able to have conversations. Number 11, do they give good advice? Proverbs 13:20 says, "Whoever walks with the wise will become wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm." As we're young, our friends are not always going to be the best place to go for advice. I'm not saying that you should go to your friends first, but sometimes we want to have good advice from these friends, and whatever they're going to be feeding in your mind is going to affect you. You want these close friends to fill your mind with good ideas and someone who is going to be feeding you positive and godly ideas. Number 12, are they someone who accepts help and vice versa? Luke 14:11, "For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted." Healthy relationships include humility to accept help. It's hard to be close to someone and care about someone so much, and they won't accept your help. If they're humble enough, they're going to value your efforts. If they don't value your help, it's going to be hard to have a lasting relationship with this person. Ultimately, this trait of humility will carry over into all aspects of the person, but it's good to have someone that you are willing to help and who's willing to help you and accept that help. Number 13, and finally, are they consistent? A really important aspect in a friend is consistency. We shouldn't have to guess who you're getting when you're hanging out with them. If one day they treat you fine and the next day they treat you differently, that's not healthy for you. You don't want these kind of people. A good friend should be unchanging. Now, people are going to have rough days and they're going to have bad attitudes sometimes. That's just the way it goes. I'm not saying to throw them out when they have a bad attitude about something. But you should have confidence that you know who this friend is at the end of the day and how they will show up for you in your life. Now that we understand what to look for in a good friendship, there is another step. Make sure that you're likewise trying to become all of these things that we've just talked about. It would be hypocritical to hold someone else to these standards and not try to become these same things yourself. So as you're looking to find godly friends, try to become a godly friend yourself, and it will help you. And one more note, not everyone has to be your best friend. This is a really big deal for some of us who are younger, and as teenagers, we often let people into our inner circles who often don't belong there. We just feel like we have to let someone in if they want to be our friend. But if they do not meet these standards, then it is okay to leave them in the outer circle. You're not abandoning their friendship. You're still going to be friends with this person, but they're not going to be the most influential friend on you. They're not going to be in your inner circle. This is what God expects. He expects us to have enough respect for ourselves to set a standard and to make sure that our inner circle are godly people. I promise if you do these things, it's going to help you throughout the rest of your life, and God will do great things in you and in these relationships.